wipe my windows off. Couldn't see. Didn't want to crash this dang car because I ain't through paying for it. So, but nevertheless, just wanted to talk some boxing. So, go talk about Edgar Berlanga signing with Matchroom and what does that mean for a possible showdown with Canelo. Then talk about some issues with, Wilder and the other people. I don't want to say their names, and you know what I'm saying. Just talk about a lot of different things. But with that being said, so Edgar Berlanga signs with Matchroom. So he signs a multi-fight deal, and it appears that he's guaranteed to get a showdown with Canelo over David Benavidez or Caleb Plant. Should Caleb Plant prevail versus David Benavidez? So basically, we won't be seeing Canelo versus David Benavidez in the foreseeable future, or should I say anytime soon. At the end of the day, we all know that Edgar Berlanga is green, and I've interviewed him, I've talked to him off camera and on camera. He seemed like he an okay dude, but sometimes you wonder, is he committed to boxing? Is he more worried about being a rap star than being a boxer? So sometimes you just wonder, is he dedicated to the sport of boxing? So that's, where you wonder, like, okay, and then you looking at his resume and you looking at, even if his next 3 fights result in a 4th fight with Canelo, the 4th fight being Canelo, you like, okay, well, who did he beat to get to Canelo? And how did he leapfrog through everybody else? How did he leap over everybody else? And this is the thing that bothers me about Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn does the same stuff that who be doing, where it looked like he don't want the belts hostage and not want to make the best fights, and this is why they're frustrated, and this is why they ready to just turn their back. Once again, we're not getting the fight that we're asking for, and they act like it's just this blue wall, you know what I'm saying, invisible blue wall, something like a maze or something that you got to go through, or that's impossible to penetrate or climb over to get these fights made. It always seems like it got to be a gauntlet. You've seen this for years with Terrence Crawford and the big fish. So now here we go again. So it looked like we're not going to be seeing Canelo and David Benavidez in the foreseeable future. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole Mexican versus Mexican situation. I'm just talking as a boxing fan, because that's not my place. I'm not Mexican. That's up to them to call Canelo out. I'm speaking from being a fan and being a credentialed member of the media. People want to see this fight. And this is why when I hear people say, oh, Canelo will fight anybody, that's cap. That's major cap. So when I hear people say, oh, Canelo wants to smoke with everybody, that's false. For years, he didn't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. He didn't want to fight neither of the Chalos. Canelo maneuvered very carefully about who he chose to get in the ring with. And then it always seemed to be some issues behind the scenes, from controversial scoring to just possible use of PEDs, and actually it's not possible. He's been busted for using PEDs. No matter how much you want to put a spin on it, he's been popped before. And I don't care about, don't come on here and talk about, well, what about so-and-so? What about, nah, it don't matter about so-and-so. We talking about him. He got busted. He got suspended. Stop trying to deflect. But I've always saw this in Canelo. I think Canelo is a good fighter, but what people have made him out to be, nah, not buying it. Not buying it. I'm not buying it. And that's just real. I just think he sees something in David Benavidez that he just don't like. I just think David Benavidez at this point, I think Canelo could have possibly got him if they would have fought 2 years ago, but I don't believe Canelo can do anything with David Benavidez. I don't believe, to be honest with you, I don't believe there's too many people that can do anything with David Benavidez. And that's just real talk. That dude is good. And if he beats Caleb Plant, and let's just say he dominates Caleb Plant and he stops Caleb Plant, then we got to make that discussion about David Benavidez being in the top 10 pound per pound fighter. We got to talk about he get that, you know what I'm saying? He make the discussion about being pound per pound. And that's just real talk. But it just seemed to me that Canelo just don't want that smoke. And it seemed to me that Eddie Hearn doesn't like that smoke for Canelo. Every time you bring up David Benavidez's name, like Canelo just be like, bring up dude's name. And I've seen this way too many times, and it's just time to start asking Canelo, hey man, Canelo, what's up with you fighting David Benavidez? It's a fight that everybody wants to see. It's a fight that everybody have interest in. It's a fight that could generate a lot of money. It's a very sellable fight. It's not a fight that's just gonna bring out just Mexican fans. It's gonna bring out fans of all walks of life, because David Benavidez has a big fan base of not just Mexicans. He got a universal fan base, and that's fact. Everybody likes David Benavidez that then encountered him. I like David Benavidez. I like his brother. I like his father. One thing about David Benavidez, the man is always, like I said, the man has never denied me an interview, man. And that's real talk. Never, the man has never, when I say him and his father and his brother, they ain't never denied me an interview. So at the end of the day, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta keep that in mind. And Caleb Plant is, for the most part, he's always been cool with me too. So like I said, at the end of the day, I wish both of them the best of luck, but there only can be one. Oh, I'll get to Fury in a minute. What's up, Pratt? Long time no hear, man. So, like I said before, man, this is the ongoing carousel of promotional companies and fighters just not wanting to make fights. And it's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking. It gets on people's nerves. And this is why boxing is in the toilet, ready to be flushed. I mean, for real. So now Edgar Berlanga goes to Matchroom, and he's going to get the Canelo smoke before David Benavidez. I hope this doesn't get to the point to where people are going to have to file lawsuits and all this stuff. And let me ask you this, how would the sanctioning bodies allow this to happen? And this is why I don't take them serious. How would Edgar Berlanga, you know, leapfrog David Benavidez? Or, I mean, for real. How would he even leapfrog David Morrell? So that's why I'm like, okay, man, what's up with this, man? It's just like, come on, man. Now, let me talk about this Tyson Fury thing. I don't know what's up with that. Usyk may not be in the cards. You hearing about Tyson Fury going another direction as well. Yeah, I think David Benavidez will whoop on Canelo too. And I think that's why Eddie Hearn don't want to make that fight. Because like I say, Canelo, he's seen to freak out whenever you bring up David Benavidez's name. Like, why you brought that dude's name up? So that just says a lot about Canelo. Canelo don't want to fight him. And that's unfortunate, and it hurts the sport of boxing. Now, I can tell you this. From what I've heard, it's not true. There is no secret negotiation for a fourth Wilder and Tyson Fury. And I'm hearing Andy Ruiz is going to do a purse bid with somebody else. Well, I don't know if that's going to happen, because today is 2 months away from April the 15th. Today is February the 15th. It still haven't been an official announcement. Everybody is waiting, but it could be due to the fact that they seem to be some issues going on with possible funding. Then nobody knows what network is going to pick this up, because Showtime may have put a hold on this fight, because Showtime is making a lot of changes. They're going to have budget cuts. They're pulling the plugs on a lot of shows and stuff. So to be honest with you, if this fight does happen, it may not get announced till after February the 24th, because that's when they're gonna announce, like, what are they planning on doing, what are the future goals of Showtime / Paramount / Viacom, because they already merging MTV with I think with CBS. I forgot who it is, but they're starting to like put everything together. But they still gonna keep some of the executives, but they gonna cut a few. So we don't even know what's gonna go on with Steven Espinosa. But this is what I've was saying for months, when everybody was sitting up here acting like they knew what they was talking about. It was cap about the whole Crawford Spence thing. And now, like I said, these dudes gonna hide with their tails tucked. They not gonna say nothing. They was making it look like that a fight was in place, which I told people they never planned on making this fight. They kept pushing the goalpost back. It was a stall tactic. To be honest with you, I think a lot of these fights are on hold until they see what happens with Showtime after February the 24th, because that's when they're gonna have this big meeting, and this is when they're gonna decide what's going on. What's going on with Lomachenko and Haney? Well, I talked to Bill a couple of days ago. Basically, they trying to figure out where this fight is gonna be at. Is it going to be in Saudi Arabia? Is it going to be in New York? Is it going to be in Las Vegas? That appears to be the whole. The money situation seemed to be worked out. Basically, it come down to where this fight is going to take place. That's all I can tell you for right now. You know, that's all I can tell you, because I've talked to Bill. They still have the May 20th date locked in, so that's as far as I know. But you know, they still will have 3 months going into February 20th, so they still would have time. Now, if you don't hear nothing by, I'm gonna be honest with you, if you don't hear nothing by maybe the 20th of March or something, then I might be worried. But that seems to be the holdup. But Bill keep telling me the fight is going to happen. I talked to him a couple of days ago, so Bill ain't never gave me misinformation, because after all, he should know what's going on, because you know he's he's the trainer and the father and the manager. So that's all I can tell you for right now. Hopefully we know something soon. Everybody want to see this fight. All I know is Lomachenko went back on his word. Lomachenko has been very difficult in negotiations. Lomachenko said he didn't care about the money, but money appeared to be an issue. He said he didn't care about when the fight should happen. Then he asked for the date to get extended. Then he said he didn't care where he fought at. Then all of a sudden they ran a few ideal locations for him. He didn't want to fight in the ATL. Don't seem like he want to fight in Los Angeles. Hesitant to fight in Las Vegas. May do New York. Then you hear Saudi Arabia. So Lomachenko was just, he was just faking the funk after that fight with Jermaine Ortiz. So that's all I can tell you. But the fight is supposed to happen May the 20th. That's the best I can do. So hopefully we hear something pretty soon. They still in negotiation. They still trying to work out some kinks. I hope it's not in Saudi Arabia, because I won't be going. One, I ain't got no passport. So then two, I don't know if I'll be able to get enough time off from work. I would probably, if the best I could do is go a week before the fight. And then I think Bill and them gonna go there like at least a couple of weeks before, before the fight, go train and all that kind of stuff and do media and that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't be able to make it. I hope it's in the States. But they want to go somewhere where they can draw max amount of money, to where both of these dudes can make max amount of money that they feel like they deserve for this fight. Now, from my knowledge, this fight might be headed for pay-per-view due to the fact that both parties, but in particularly Lomachenko, seem to want a little extra money. So to compensate Lomachenko for the money that he's asking for, they may have to put this fight on pay-per-view. But that's not set in stone. So, But the fight is still on. The fight is still on. The fight is still supposed to be going down May the 20th. So, like I said, I hope we have some news. Like I said, as soon as I know something, you will know something. I talk to Bill at least twice a week. Go check out that interview I did with him a few days ago. I did the interview on Sunday. It's a real good interview. Bill was breaking down some other things, talking about, Bernard Hopkins basically being a true company man and being nothing but a greeter, and basically a decoy to lure brothers in to sign it with Golden Boy. He basically has no type of power whatsoever, no negotiating power, no nothing. That's, pretty much Bill was insinuating that he was a greeter. That's it. Now, let me talk about this situation with Wilder. It appears that Wilder may go another direction. It's factual that Wilder is looking for other possible promoters, because he seemed to be having issues with who. And look, at the end of the day, man, I tried to tell you guys this. You guys didn't want to listen. And like I said, and this is what I tell you guys about listening to these dudes, that be putting out a bunch of baloney. And this is what I tell you about listening to apologists for a certain promotional company or a TV program. They go out of their way to try to treat this like this is the prison yard or something, or like this is gang warfare or something. Like, if you ain't down with this dude, like, man, get out of here with that stuff, man. Now all of y'all look stupid. But like I said, everything that I said over a year ago is coming to fruition. But then again, they gave you hints. They told you, like I said, they told you over a year ago. They told you last January that they didn't know if they had the bread to give, Crawford what he wanted. And now it looked like that seems to be an issue. Then they having issues with a network. Okay, what network is gonna carry this fight after, what network is gonna carry this fight? All that stuff, do not get sucked into that baloney about ongoing negotiations, because that's cap. How you gonna negotiate anything if you don't even know whether you gonna have a home or something? And like I said before, man, a lot of this could have got sorted out, or a lot of us could have had an idea what was going on if there had been some transparency between, you know, the dude and the media. But sending quotes through, you know, just your people and stuff and not hearing from you, that just made the situation worse. And then the way you handled this situation, it just don't look good. And then by you not saying nothing, well, people have no other choice but to speculate that some stuff, you know, some bad news has came their way, or things are not looking good. So don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at the media dude for reporting what he believes is going on and reporting on the rumors, because at the end of the day, you don't have nobody to come. Like I said before, this is a serious problem. If people think that, oh, I got a vendetta, nah, I ain't got. We want to know. The media want to know. The fans want to know. But like I said, so all these dudes that was, you know what I'm saying? You know, promotional banging, who didn't get nothing out of it. Now what? Now what? So all these dudes that was sitting out, putting out these false narratives, sitting up lying, you know, the least attorney and a couple of other dudes, y'all look silly now. Y'all look silly. Take y'all L, man. I've been debunking you guys. I've been blowing you dudes out the water, me and a few other people, because y'all didn't know what y'all was talking about and y'all was lying. Now what? Now what? And I want to tell you something else. I'm not celebrating nobody's downfall, because at the end of the day, this is a very unfortunate situation. But then at the same time, people didn't go out of their way to give us the fights that we wanted. Like I said, we should have got Wilder. We should have got Wilder Joshua. We should have got Crawford Garcia, Crawford Spence. We should have got a couple of other fights. We should have got Canelo Benavidez, but we can't get those fights, and fans are frustrated. This is why they're turning to UFC. To say about UFC and they have undue control and everything, which is Dana White, but Dana White is making these dudes fight. And like I said, everybody think that they Floyd Mayweather and had the Floyd Mayweather blueprint. Oh, I want to fight this fighter versus that fighter because I want to stay undefeated and all that kind of stuff. Look, it's only one Floyd Mayweather, like it or not. And like I said before, there were pros and cons of when Floyd Mayweather dominated boxing, when he was the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. You seeing both the pros and the cons. Because now, as good as Floyd was, now you got people trying to emulate what Floyd is doing. But see, here's the thing. They don't have the popularity Floyd has. And they don't have the charisma Floyd has. When he do interviews, you do want to hear what he had to say. Now, whether I like how Floyd went about promoting himself, some of his tactics, well, hey. But these other dudes, some dudes try to do it and they can't do it quite like Floyd. And then you have some dudes that just don't want to do it. And then you got dudes that's trying to do it, but they so uninteresting to where you just be like, you not that dude. You not that guy. So this is the Floyd Mayweather effect, where you got everybody trying to protect their hoe. At the end of the day, this is why you always had an argument about how great Floyd was. Yeah, Floyd was a great fighter. He was. But I think now, due to the fact people saw what Floyd did, you got people trying to emulate that. And to me, they just can't do it. That's real. And one, at this stage, it's just hard to like do what Floyd was doing, selling. I just think it's just very difficult to sell like the type of pay-per-views that Floyd sold, due to the fact that streaming ain't as bad. You know, streaming is really bad now. I mean, you got to be a genuine, honest person to pay for something when, well, you know what you can do. And keep in mind, this came out of their mouth as well. The other side of the street, they were saying we worried about streaming, whether people would buy it or not. I think this fight would do exceptionally well. I think one fight that I think could truly do 1 million pay-per-view buys or close to it, I think Canelo and David Benavidez could do close to 1 million pay-per-views, if not 1 million pay-per-views. And then there's something else that they have to understand too. They may have to reinvent pay-per-views as well. They may have to lower the price of pay-per-views. I'm just keeping it a buck. Right about now in this climate, people just don't have no $80 to just, you know what I'm saying, for a pay-per-view. And these fighters may have to take a pay cut. They may have to take a pay cut, and then they can sell this pay-per-view at a lower price, because still, it'll still be a profitable pay-per-view at $49. At this day and age, nobody just don't want to pay no $80 for no pay-per-view, no $79. And I don't care who it is. So they're gonna have to take a lot of things into account, how they can like bring back pay-per-views, or how they can make people want to spend money on pay-per-views. I think if you lower the price, yeah, I think you can do a decent amount of sales. And then I think if the fighter's willing to take less upfront money and then try to take back end money, which is a percentage of the pay-per-view, then I think it could work. But see, nobody wants to have these type of conversations. And then I think if the net calls super fights like they super fight, you got to go on like 4-city tours and stuff. But this so-called big fight between Ryan Garcia and Tank, well, be a big fight. Well, why ain't it been announced yet? Why ain't we hearing anything? Like, where's the promo behind this? I'm just keeping it real. Then there's other issues with Tank, and Tank is not hurt. Tank was trolling. He was playing. So like I said before, I'm getting a little annoyed because we ain't hearing nothing. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. Be back with more later on. Out.